I am Anthony from HasledNet, and today we are reviewing the Linksys MR9000 MaxStream AC3000 Tri-Band Mesh Wi-Fi 5 router. As with any internet device, the best way to review it is to compare it to the device that is replacing, test each of the connections, and compare the features. In this case, we are testing against the Linksys WRT AC3000 dual band and Wi-Fi wireless router. When we return, the comparison will begin, and man, that's a lot of numbers. Stick around. The Linksys WRT AC3000 dual band and Wi-Fi wireless router was connected to a developed mesh router, so our test will include both LAN, Wi-Fi, and via the developed Wi-Fi. First, via LAN, the router scored a 49.52 megabits per second downstream, 13.52 megabits upstream with a ping of 31 milliseconds. Second, via Wi-Fi, the router scored a 61.77 megabits per second downstream, 15.71 megabits per upstream, and a ping of 29 seconds. Finally, via developed Wi-Fi, the router scored a 54 megabits per second downstream, 11.6 megabits upstream, and a ping of 34 milliseconds. Now, that sounds like a lot of numbers. Well, it is. Okay, so the Linksys MR9000 MaxStream AC3000 Tri-Band Mesh Wi-Fi 5 router was also connected to the developed mesh router. So our test will include both LAN, Wi-Fi, and via the developed Wi-Fi. First, via LAN, the router scored a 95.49 megabits per second downstream, 14.39 megabits per second upstream, and a ping of 34 milliseconds. Second, via Wi-Fi, the router scored a 95.71 megabits per second downstream, 13.25 megabits per second upstream, and a ping of 33 milliseconds. Finally, via developed Wi-Fi, the router scored an amazing 117 megabits per second downstream and 11.90 megabits per second upstream with a ping of 36 seconds. Now, right away you can go, the numbers are fantastic on the tri-band router. On the dual band router, the pings were actually better, but as far as features, the AC1200 has 4 Ethernet ports, a USB 3.0 port, and an eSATA port. The AC3000 has the same ports as the AC1200, except it has no eSATA port. Otherwise, we can clearly see that the AC3000 approximately doubled the LAN, Wi-Fi, and developed Wi-Fi signals bandwidth, and clearly the AC3000 is the winner in this comparison if speed is your determining factor. But again, just sans one little feature the AC3000 doesn't have, and of course, for whatever reason, the milliseconds seem to be just slightly more with the AC3000. But the AC3000 sets up with the Linksys application, just as all new Linksys products do. And in addition, the router was built with the developed mesh compatibility in mind, which improves stability. Honestly, it's freaking fast. I've tried it with a couple of things. It has pretty much doubled my connection. It looks like the develops like it. So, and then the one thing that it does bother me, and I didn't really review that particularly, was the dual band router actually has like a full web program. You can access the web from the website. You can do various things with it, and you can tweak things however you want. The AC3000, much like pretty much anything Linksys now does, when you set up via your app on your phone, there isn't really a lot of customization anymore. And on the plus side, the AC3000 will decide what signal your device needs and give it to it. So if it needs 2.4 gigahertz, if that's the max it can do, it'll do that. If it needs 5 gigahertz, it'll switch to 5 gigahertz. So that's great. But of course, anybody who knows anything about those, how do I put this? service may vary. So far so good. And thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe.
Thank you for checking out our content. Before you leave, please remember to click like and then subscribe. If you want to receive notifications, do not forget to enable them by clicking on the bell. Then afterwards, check out our social media at HasledgeNet and our website at hasledge.net.